Right, I think that's on. So, hi, my name's Dee. Welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Give me a few moments to get the tech organised. I didn't even publicise this live stream because, well, it's a test. New camera. Um, Hopefully, the computer will cope with it. Yes, right. So now I can share this to wherever I want to share this to. So let's share. Of course, it's really slow. Um, Share it to my page on Facebook and then to my profile as well, if it'll work. Right. So let's do that. Don't you love technology? I'm sure this should be easier so that you can just press a button and the whole thing will happen. Looks like I'm not going to be tweeting it out. Oh well. Right. So here we are, spring equinox. We're up and ready. Um, I've got my YouTube thing just here on another screen. It's really distracting because it's like about 30 seconds behind me. But yeah, we're here, spring equinox, start of the astrological new year. Now, I'm not going to go on long about all the astrology of it because, as I keep saying, I am not yet an astrologer. I'm learning. I'm learning hard. I am studying hard. I will say that I have experienced the astrology quite personally over the past month or so with, if you know your astrology, lots of 8th house and 12th house activity. I'm Cancer rising, so that Aquarius stellium hit me quite badly. Um, but lots of internal stuff and behind the scenes stuff, of which this new camera is part of, but only very part of. But I'm sure you don't want to hear all about what I've been up to. So, Sun ingress Aries as of today. Now, what first has struck me is that Sun is tredocile or 108 degrees, which you may know is 100 is a sacred number. If you know them prayer beads that you can get, they have as a general rule they have 108 beads on them. It's 108 degrees away from December's total solar eclipse. Now, I don't yet know what that means. I do need to find what that actually means, but let me have a look what a tredocile represents. So, God, I can't read that from here. Um, so it represents a high degree of specialized force or form, something unique brought forth, transformed out of generic materials. Thus, it shows a point of high individualization, a unique stage of development. Now we know we're in a new time. We know, that there is no normal. Whatever the new normal is, it's not going to happen. There's in the astrology over this next year, there's certainly a lot of people champing at the bit. I was just discussing with a friend last night on the phone. This friend was saying another friend was thinking that there's going to be a revolution. And I was like, yeah, there may well be, but I'm not sure whether that's a good thing. But whatever country that you look at the moment, there's a lot of political talk about changing the structures. Of course, here in Britain, we've just had a bill passed which looks like it's going to make any form of protest illegal. That's comforting. I mean, it's quite fine to have a protest unless you don't annoy anybody or cause a nuisance. I thought causing a nuisance was how you had a protest, like those slow drive-throughs where you take over a motorway or a freeway or a roundabout in the middle of London, as was done last month before, well, recently. So there's this whole control forces getting bigger, people rebelling against control forces getting bigger. You could see and I hate to draw the comparison. I hate it, but the 6th, what was it, January the 6th, as emblematic of the same energies, which is why I don't think that a revolution is necessarily a good idea, but there's those energies that are out there. So let's go back to the Treadasile, and hopefully it will give us some hope. So all the other aspects in the series show, to some degree, show this energy of specialization, just in different phases than the quintile. So it's a highly specialized aspect of 108 degrees, which besides being a mythological sacred number, symbolizing divine mother energy, is also the complementary angle to the quintile. Thus, the Treadasile indicates a very special type of unique energy that complements whatever uniqueness, gifts, or specialized quintessence are occurring at the moment in a situation. Now, doesn't that sound a lot more cheerful? So I think that we're going to have developments, and hopefully for the better, as everyone's been warning about the downside of the Saturn in Aquarius and the possible downside of the Great Conjunction having been in Aquarius. But that rather gives me a little bit of hope. Now, as you've probably noticed wherever you are, time's definitely sped up quite a bit now. Lockdowns are on and off and on and off and on and off, but sort of fading as the vaccine spreads around the world. And the time's speeding up a bit, even though I only ever leave the house for work. There's time has sped up. Yes, all planets are direct at the moment. I think it's a while before another retrograde occurs. I couldn't tell you when it occurs. So esoteric sky. Now later, I will put my all the astrology videos that I've been watching about the equinox up on my Facebook page, where I would normally say link down below, but that will all that information will go up after the live stream, so my apologies there. But Esoteric Sky said that we're going to be moving into a time of more instant decisions, less strategic thinking. The time for strategic thinking is now. Now, you may remember on the last new moon, stop wobbling the table, on the last new moon, we was talking about it's not even a time for setting intentions, more clearing the space and planning to set intentions. Use that deliberative energy now. Use that planning energy now. We've got that Aries energy, Sun burst into Aries, Venus following very close behind, which I also think is a good sign. But use the planning and start making those first actions now, because later on it sounds like you're going to get less thinking time and more on the hoof decision making. Now, as I was saying, there's a good side and a bad side to the Great Conjunction having been in Aquarius, and so 0 degrees Aries, start of the new astrological year, links to 0 degrees Aquarius by sextile. So it's harmonious to the Great Conjunction. Again, we've got to see how that plays out. But it just goes to show that this year, in fact, every year of this 20-year cycle is always going to have that sextile to the Great Conjunction. That theme is going to keep popping up again and again and again. What is also interesting at the minute, all of the planets are inside the nodes between North and South node, except the Moon by about 2 or 3 degrees, well, at the point of the equinox, which I think has already happened earlier today. So Mars will be the first one to break out. All the action is going to want to start to occur. Chitta, if you're a really good astrologer, check out his channel. Said we've got a 10-day period of active energies coming up from today. Again, take advantage. Ksenia Moore, she says, great time to start projects. Oh, and incidentally, legal actions. If you want to take anybody to court, now's the time to do it. Now, one thing I noticed from the chart is that Chiron and Lilith are both really, really talkative. Chiron's approaching a conjunction with the sun. Both objects, object is stretching it with Lilith, I know, but both points, or the asteroid and the point, are talking to inner planets and outer planets. Let me scroll up and I will show you what I mean regarding Chiron and Lilith. Apart from my suddenly, oh no, there it is. I had suddenly lost the chart. Chiron is coming to a conjunction with the sun, coming to a tight semi-sextile with Mercury. It's sextile Mars. It's semi-square Jupiter, sextile Saturn, semi-sextile Uranus, and quintile Pluto. It's talking to everybody. Now, I'm hoping that we can see Chiron in his role as tutor, teacher, rather than, certainly with the sun coming up to conjunction, rather than it's just going to be highlighting and making very visible all the wounds. But now, who was it? Raquel Spring Astrology was talking about, she thinks as the year goes on, we're going to get more and more disclosure about all sorts of stuff going on in the world, and we've got no idea what that might be about at the moment. But that would indicate, hopefully, the highlighting of the wound and the teaching moment that can come with it. Now, let's have a look at what Lilith is up to. So Lilith is not quite as talkative, in a semi-sextile, well, just coming off a semi-sextile with the North Node. Looking at this, Lilith is being awkward, which is her job. Sun semi-square Lilith, Moon semi-sextile Lilith. So that's coming together. That's probably already happened today as we're talking. So there is that I see as that fierce drive for independence being stimulated by our feelings, or our feelings going in line for that sense of independence. Mercury quintile Lilith coming up, so that will complete either today or tomorrow. So again, there's that almost magical creative energy in forms of communication, one would assume, with it being Mercury, but separating square now though, to Jupiter and Saturn. Not to the Great Conjunction, but to where they are right now. So both have a lot to say. So we've got the wound, we've got the striving for independence, and hopefully some useful teaching information, I think would be the best way to put it. So that's all my notes. I would love to have gone deeper into it, but there's just not enough hours in the day. So, and since I'm still gaining my confidence with the astrology thing, I think I've said more than enough. So let's crack on with some cards now. I have forgotten to press record, so if I press record here, I can then, typical, isn't it? I can then keep a note of what reading occurs when. So it's only just 4 oracle decks, clarify them with tarot. So looking at Aries, now one of these decks, this numerology deck, is one that I'm still sort of learning my way around. I mean, I've had it 6 months, but as you probably tell from my monthlies and my moon readings, there's there's certain decks of mine that I feel more comfortable with. So we start with the number 67, physical activity. I have nothing to say about that yet. Okay. Let's see what. Looking deeper from the Gateway Oracle. Let's bring these up on here. Sorry, picture quality suddenly shot down. I know, but that's a cheaper camera. Okay, that one is the one that wants to come. And then finally, the Angelarium. Now this is a favourite deck of mine. Absolutely beautiful artwork on it. Related to Kabbalistic angels. Oh, Schlegiel. Mind you, let's have a look at this one as well, since both wanted to come out. So we have physical activity, number 67. We have looking deeper. Deep within me is a majestic radiance, listening. And then Schlegiel, the angel of snow, and Bina, left eye, or left eye of the tree of life, or knowledge. So let's use the Chinese tarot, which I really like this deck. So this seems to be cautioning you, Aries, that there's a lot to learn this year, and there's a lot to have fun with, but it's not going to look like it on first glance. Schlegiel is an angel that goes to the damp, dark, snowy, cold, wet, miserable, wet, snowy, barren lands and dances and sings and enjoys it, finding the best in whatever circumstance is put in front of them. Whereas Bina, knowledge, that rather goes with the theme of what we were saying. Okay, this is looking quite interesting. There you are with the Emperor. Let me see if I can make that bigger so you can see it better. Can I? No, that's just moving it around the screen, isn't it? If I bring these down. So physical activity with the Two of Cups. Although the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. There is some form of, well, I'm seeing it more with this particular Two of Cups. Even though there's it implies some form of union, here it looks like there's an offering. There's physical activity happening towards an end, something that you're going to be working hard at. Hey ho, you're Aries, of course you're working hard. But with the Emperor card clarifying the looking deeper, I am tempted initially to say be very, very aware of your own motives. I mean, we've got that with the listening card as well. But it's like listening, looking deeper within yourself to find more effective ways of using your authority over your life. I should really put a card on those. So with this, yep, there's hardships coming up. You're going to have to work hard to discover how to exercise your authority here. The Five of Cups is also, I think, how I would interpret that, well, how I am interpreting that, is the work that you are putting in will narrow in its focus as you are weighing up each individual cup and say, well, using the image of this Two of Cups, this is not a cup I would present to my Empress. Forget it. and then concentrating on what you've got remaining, because you want to be that effective, you want to be using your authority effectively and coming from that correct space inside. With Schlegel being here, it does indicate some challenge, but more of a daily grind challenge than a, sort of Uranian, oh my God, earthquake, alien invasion, house falls down, family falls to bits, whatever. It's not that sort of challenge. It's just we're doing this again. But yes, because there's hidden gems here. That's what looking deeper implies. And it's almost like, even though we're doing this again, daily grind feeling, there's a constant motion going throughout. You can tell that you are on a journey. There's like when you're stuck on one of them moving walkways at the airport. You are most definitely on a journey, with more information being come to you by the sum of all of these cards. I'm assuming that whatever projects that you are working on this astrological year, they're going to be ones that will come more into they'll be coming into play or mature next astrological year. So what you're doing here is all the background work, the setting, the building up foundations. So and what a surprise, Aries, it's about work. Right, let's have a look. That's the housemate. Let's have a look now at Taurus and see what we can get from that one. Oh, 5 people. Hello, people. I didn't actually expect to have anybody here whatsoever, since I didn't advertise it. But yeah, welcome. Nice. Say hi, obviously, like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And in the meantime, let's see what Taurus is up to. Here we go. Oh, you've got, what's your pennies, Taurus? Financial discipline, we've got card number 48. Or, I don't even have to say card number, it's 48. It is a numerological deck. Try saying that after a couple of whiskies. Coming into power. I step into my power boldly and confidently. Knowing that I'm live as I'm doing this, it feels like the shuffling bit takes ages. Okay. Clean house and details. 2 cards wanted to come out there. It's interesting to see what the tarot say about this. And we've got Bina again. So, what is it? You are building something here, Taurus. It's something that you're... If you have a plan already that you are working on for this next year, then there is guidance, and lucky guidance, that's going to be coming around for you. 7 of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Right. So what I'm seeing here, let me see what we got on the bottom of the deck. 5 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So what I'm seeing here is, I'm assuming, Taurus, you already have a plan. And if you say, oh, I haven't got a plan, yeah, think about what it is that you've been dreaming that you want to do. We have, with the coming into power, I wouldn't be surprised, 5 of Coins, 5 of Pentacles, that's that poverty card. Again, indicating why you need to, watch your pennies, financial discipline. But it's a strategic move. So if you're already saving for something or moving your money into whatever, whether you're transferring from a bank to Bitcoin or you're investing it in bricks and mortar, or you're putting it all to one side for when you open up that shop or whatever, there is there's an elevation in your status, authority. Yeah, status. I'm going to stick with status. I don't want to touch authority. Um, there's an elevation of your status that you are working towards, and to do that, you need money. And you have ways of getting that money. That sounds awful. It's not even the ways of getting the money, it's the ways of how you handle the money that you get, where you are being called here to be quite imaginative. Lips aren't working tonight. Imaginative. And again, for you to get that raise in status and be seen as an equal amongst your peers, there's certain things that over this year, or certainly over the next few months, because I'm not going to say this is a reading for the year, it's spring equinox, so we're looking at spring, where there's certain things that you, again, I think we said that for Aries a minute ago, that you'll be getting rid of stuff. Yeah, because it was 5 of Cups with Aries, wasn't it? Whereas here, it's more, it's not that you're getting rid of stuff that isn't fit for your Empress, like I said for Aries. It's more sort of, that could be a problem later. Let me get rid of that now. So, or as it says, cleaning house, you can take that whole housework idea from it. You can, hey Carlos, you can take the whole housework idea from it, as in, you know, getting all the dust out the nooks and crannies, move the cobwebs, make sure, okay, right, I just want to pull another card out because something has just occurred to me. It's almost like the cleaning house aspect brings something new. Now, I've got the Hanged Man here, but this, I love the Hanged Man in this Tarot Apocalypsis. It's a really, as you can tell, it's a very shamanic-based card. There's something that you will find in the effort of tidying things up, making sure everything is going to run smoothly. Not that everything is running smoothly, but that it's going to run smoothly. There is something that you find that, even though it's going to confuse you when it first appears, will be better for you and will increase your plan, increase the strength of however you are going to move forward. I really like that. There's, because in the end, Bina indicates new knowledge coming towards you. And I also want to say, with the way I'm feeling the flow here, that it increases others' knowledge of you in a good way. So, you know, it's not that they're finding out the ins and outs of your business or anything like that. It's that they are here where people who would not necessarily have heard of your plans, of what you're trying to do, are going to get that knowledge. And that comes from whatever you uncover by making sure that everything is going to run smoothly. So there's definitely a story here about planning ahead or enacting the plan that you've already set into motion, or that you are wanting to set into motion. As I was saying, now is the time to set such plans into motion. So it's going to be better than what you think. That's the impression that I get. But when there's this one, it's almost as if you're called into question. It's like you find out this one fact, or you find this one document, or you find whatever, and you're just like, the hell do I do now? But it's going to work out for the better, although it may be quite a shock at the start of it. So let's have a look now for Gemini. It's not just my lips and fingers were nearly not working there. So, one card for Gemini for the spring equinox. We have, I like how this deck always flip one over. 71, health. Right, so, and I didn't even write down what time I did all of these, so, hey ho. Mending bridges. That's interesting. See what the tarot bring up with it. Okay. Ride the Wave, card number 14 from the Enchanted Map Oracle. I sound like a sports commentator, don't I? And here we are. Coming up on the inside, we have... Okay. Chokmah, Bina's opposite number, Wisdom. So, health, mending bridges, I heal rifts, I am a mender, ride the wave, and wisdom. So, looks like a bit of a peacemaking role for you, Gemini. But what I want to say, I do think that that's more of a personal peacemaking, where there may have been a rift previously. Now, the health card is clarified here by the universe, which obviously the world card. That's a really good sign. So, good news with health, I think, is coming there. But all this talk that I've been doing about planning, right. I'm not so sure, Gemini, that whereas I've been saying, oh, crack on with your plan, now's the time to crack on with your plan. I'm not so sure, Gemini, right now, that you actually have one. Not with these two cards here. Ride the Wave, clarified by the Page of Cups, which to me, all of the pages, but specifically the Page of Pentacles, but all of the pages are almost a level 1 complete, become a beginner at the start of level 2. And that is, I didn't even notice that. What was I saying about the Page of Pentacles? Page of Coins on the mending bridges. So, good news on the health front, whatever that may mean for you. Leading to, and I think this is a call to action where it is implied that you should go out and mend some rift. Now, it could be between two other people. I've got a sneaking suspicion it is more to do with you, but you get some form of graduation from doing this. You're suddenly coming into a new world. Page of Coins, Page of Cups, and finishing with the Fool. So, yeah, you've got that new beginning energy going on, which you want to hear from every single tarot reader, and it seems to be coming out of my mouth more and more and more in the readings recently. But it's not... It is a new beginning, but it's building on stuff that's come before. But the mending bridges is... I'm really feeling that that bit is important. So if there is a rift you have with somebody, even if you're the one keeping that rift open, or especially if you are the one that keeping that rift open, especially if you have those feelings, it would be great if I could talk to that person again or have that person around again. But after what's happened, there is no way. And be careful about the rules that you set for yourself. Because there is nothing wrong with going, okay, this is the situation, whatever it is. How can I move forward? How can we move forward? That's stellium in Aquarius energy. The Aquarius stuff is all about community. Now, as I say, we can use that to our advantage. But this mending bridges, trying to heal some form of rift or one another, sets into motion a what's the phrase, chain of events that gives you something that you then are growing to care about, growing to love, growing to dream, starting to dream about, growing to dream about, starting to dream about. Then it's almost when you arrive at the next destination, which is the real new start coming for you this year. It's that you have you have some form of sense of why you're there and why you care. Um, because it's not here. It's not even as if it's like, well, I'm going to use my starting to look into astrology last, 2019 it'll be now. For me, astrology is that gift that keeps on giving. The more I know, one, to use the old Greek university term, the more I know, the more I know that I don't know, and that it's a gift that keeps on giving. There's always more, there's always more. Um, and it just draws you in. Like maybe, to use a more banal example, like a good show that you weren't really paying attention to, but someone else in the room was watching, and by the end of having sat through 3 episodes of it, you really care about what happens to the main character and their partner and their children and what have you. Yes, soap opera addiction. Don't go for the soap opera addiction route. But there's a chain of events that occurs that is giving you this new dream that, to start off with, it isn't like, ta-da, oh my God, I've got this new purpose in life. It's more of a, I like this. I want to try a bit more. Actually, I really like this. Give me some more. And by the end of it, it's like, yes, I can see why I'm here. I can see why I've been brought here. And you may feel that you haven't been the one directing it, but you opened the door to this chain of events by mending some rift. So whatever rift you see in the first, I don't know. I mean, you could take it as a year, you could take it as 3 months, you could take it as this month, however it, to use the phrase, however it resonates for you. But if there's a rift that you have the ability to mend, which indicates that the rift is probably with you and another person or another thing, then you mend that rift. It starts this chain of events that really takes you to a good place. It's almost I mean, this particular fool looks a bit like a vagrant. His clothes are a bit tatty. He looks like he's traveling from one place to another. Of course, he is. He's the fool. But I do get that feeling of going to a better place from it. It's not quite Six of Swords, because the Six of Swords, you are deliberately setting off to a better place. Whereas with this Fool card, it's like, this is better. Right, so let's go now to Cancer. Let's put all these away and see what we've got for Cancer. Now, if you are Cancer rising, oh God, I've just seen the cards that we've got. If you are Cancer rising, then you know exactly what I meant at the start of the stream about all this 8th house, 12th house stuff going on. The deep introspection, the stuff going on behind the scenes and deep within. So we start with card number 61, self-love. And then the other card that came out, card number 8, manifestation. So again, there's that echo of the 8th house stuff. But whereas Raza Lila Healing, another astrologer, I highly recommend. He's grown to become my favorite astrologer. Now, he says that the whole modern new age, we create our own reality. Oh, we've got to look deeper again. We create our own reality can be and is a very ableist philosophy. Um, and I agree because I was, no, I agree. Full stop. I agree. However, I think that we do create our own reality to a certain extent, but only on a level that is so far removed from our conscious minds. You know, it's we can consciously try and create bits of our reality. We unconsciously and subconsciously definitely create bits of our reality. Our soul purpose and higher self contribute to that. The planets contribute to that. If a meteor is going to hit the planet, it doesn't matter how much you are creating your reality, but possibly under some philosophies, you decided to be here when the meteor was hitting the planet. So did you create that reality or not? Or you just went, yeah, there's stuff I can do before the meteor hits. So you could say that you did, or you could say that we are more victim to the capricious whims of fate. Whichever way you want to look at it, I think there is a lot to be saying about the creating your own reality being ableist. Yes, I can totally see what he's on about there. We've got Stormfields. That goes well with everything that I was saying. But I think we all know, we probably all know people who are very good at creating their own reality and creating a miserable one because of the way that they think negative. The way that it's like, if they go looking to find fault and knowing within them that everything's going to go wrong, probably will. And that's where, yeah, you can create your own reality. I think as long as you make an effort to not do that, then although we're little bits of God, we're not aware of all of our bits, whereas God is, or the divine is, or the force, if you want to call it that. Bina again. Looks like it's going to be an educational year for all of us so far. What was I saying? That Chiron was really talkative. I'm going to go for the Tarot Apocalypsis this time. As long as we are not doing that negative thinking, then there is guidance coming for us nicely. Right, so, and some form of crisis this year that was really, no, some form of event. You know what I was saying about a meteor? Hopefully I haven't just created that reality, because self-love and manifestation, clarified here by the Four of Cups. There is guidance. Yes, you may be bored. What's on the bottom of the deck? We've got the King of Pentacles. So you can make good steps for securing your foundation and nurturing that throughout this year. But self-love, manifestation with the Four of Cups. Whatever that you are bored with, there will be guidance coming. You need to open your ears and eyes and heart and, all the platitudes that go with that. And pay attention to that guidance, because I'm going to say that there is a call for you to look at your foundations with new eyes. Ten of Pentacles, clarifying the looking deeper. Now, Ten of Pentacles is obviously security, family, being reasonably comfortable, being in a good being in a good space, good friends, good family, good connections. that you're not necessarily going to starve. But with this particular card, this, oh no, this character here, which as I look at it is actually a woolly mammoth. Let me hold it closer to the, yeah, I can see it better on the screen. It's actually a woolly mammoth, but the way that coin is on the top of it, it always reminds me of Dormammu. So it's like you're part of a community where, I don't know, you may be taking that leadership role. I'm rather thinking that that community is being looked over or being supervised by somebody, whether it's a family matriarch or patriarch, whether it's the one person who always ends up being the leader. It's going to get upset with Stormfields. But I really like this card because if you look carefully, I'm not sure how well that'll show up in the camera, it's a tornado heading towards a farmhouse. Now, we've all seen the movie where a tornado heading towards a farmhouse has a very, very interesting and transformative result. So, you know, whether that transformative is ending up somewhere completely new, or there's hopefully that self-transformation that, so you've got your own yellow brick road coming, but you are going to be pushed there by the looks of this. And the funny thing is, I mean, we've got Stormfields and Judgment. Now, they're supposed to be scary cards. And I'm not feeling that at all. It's more like, no, I hate roller coasters. But, you know, that's that sense of excitement that you see other people having on a roller coaster. I don't. My brain likes them, my stomach doesn't. That sense of that bit where people are screaming in joy of the whole, just, or like when you go down a water slide and you scream, but it's because you're having a whale of a time. This journey that you're going to be going on is going to reveal one very important fact for you this year. And it's a really, really, it's an important thing, and I'm trying to figure out how. What I'm getting from it is the sword, because this is what? Princess of Swords, so Page of Swords. Now, that's not necessarily her sword, hasn't necessarily been her sword, but it can be, and it will be. It's almost like you're taking something on board and making it yours in a creative way as well as just a possession way. You know, we're heading towards the whole I hold aloft my magic sword, but it isn't your magic sword until you hold it aloft, where you take, but you have, it already exists, but you have had a hand in creating this, is what, whatever that means. I hope that means something for you, Cancer, because if you're putting the work in now, that whole self-love business, then I think you're going to be pleased by where you end up at the end of the year. You're going to have some form of tool in your arsenal, whatever that may mean, whether it's a skill, whether it's a role, whether it's a specific friendship, whether it's certain actions that you'll be taking through the year, you will have a new tool in your arsenal that, as much as it's a historic thing, which is again what I'm getting with that Four of Cups here, you know, it's something that already existed, but it's very, very yours by the time you're using it. So whether you're stepping into somebody else's shoes and making that role your own, that would answer that design. But I'm really, there's so much joy in here if you're doing the work to start off with, if you are looking into precisely what your foundation and community really is, if you're looking deeper into what support is actually there. You know, is I'm reminded of what a friend of mine once said, that you can't blame somebody for not being able to do what they're not capable of. Which brings me to that old phrase of, which I also saw on a video recently, you can't judge a fish by how well it can climb a tree. And that support, that's where I was going, lost it for a moment. That support that is around you, you know that you, or by examination, you will find out the bits that are solid and firm. Don't be annoyed and frustrated with the bits that don't work, because the bits that don't work probably weren't really there anyway. But the bits that do work really well. And so learning to rely on that and knowing when to compensate for other things is part of the path that by the time your tornado to Oz comes calling at the door, you are armed with all the tools that you need to gain greater knowledge, get better knowledge, that enables you to hold aloft any old magic sword and make it yours. Okay, so that's really nice. Let's go on now to Leo. So Leo, let me shove all the cards back. It's like you see in the backstage bits, because this is the bit that I do after I've pressed stop on recording the video. You know, put everything back the way it was supposed to be, ready to start the next video. So now it will be interesting to see what comes up for Leo. So healing. Now that figures, because I mean, it's mainly before Christmas, but the readings that I was doing for Leo, or my Leos, let me put it that way, the people, yes, because I own you now, yeah. For the people who come and take the readings and resonate with the readings that I give out, we're having a bit of a rough time of it. There's I'm going to do a reaction video at some point when I get around to it and have the spare time. Okay, so quite a lot wanted to come out here, Leo, because the Astrology Podcast did a recent, probably about a month ago now, discussion with a high-flying tarot reader, quite a famous one apparently. Okay, there's and they were talking about tarot scopes, and they were talking about, does that mean there's a form of mundane tarot reading like there is mundane astrology, as in how it affects the world in general? No, when I do a reading for Pisces, or in this case Leo, I'm not doing a reading for every Leo. I am doing a reading for those Leos that find my video, ask a question at the start of the video, as I ask them to do, and then can hear an answer in the cards that I am reading out about, and then can weigh that answer up to see if it is relevant for them. So, oh, this is interesting. This is really interesting. This is this is really positive, Leo. So we start off with card number 66 with healing, clarified by the Queen of Swords. Now I'm getting a certain nurturing energy from the Queen of Swords, not what the Queen of Swords is known for. But it's that sort of stern headmistress healing energy. You will sit down and you will rest because you need to let that leg sort itself out. You need to get yourself cleaned up. You need a good meal inside of you. No, don't move. You sit there and then you eat because that's what you need to do. That sort of energy. And also the sense of I'm going to stick with this headmistress image to describe this, because so I'm thinking, think Harry Potter headmistress, well, think headmaster, sorry, that would be Dumbledore, wouldn't it? Or Faragonda off of the Winx Club. Yes, I know the Winx Club. There's going to be other fictional headmistresses that I can't think of, but the ones where they're then going out the room and saying to a member of staff, no, don't let that person in there, not you, that you're there in the room sitting down, shutting up and eating, and they'll say, no, don't let that other person anywhere near who's in there, because they're only going to damage things at the moment. We'll just shift them along a bit. And that is something that if you had known it had happened, you would have been grateful for. So this also hints that there is somebody acting in your interest, but also that you are called to go, yeah, that person there has caused me harm and will probably cause me harm again. Yeah, I can just pretend not to be in. I could just not answer the phone. I've even got going in my head, I could just move house and not tell them. There is, depending on the scale of whatever it is that's going on. Then we have the 3 cards that burst out of the Gateway Oracle. So we've got listening with your heart. I trust the message I receive from my heart, which I think we've already just discussed in effect, because the Queen of Swords is showing that focus of using what your heart is saying to say, yeah, I'm just going to move house and not tell them. Launching your journey. What was I saying? Move house. I'm an intrepid traveller sailing forth into the universe and hearing messages from spirit. Now that I really like, because this healing bit doesn't imply any form of journey apart from the moving house and not telling them bit. Whereas here, it's making that decision to heal and making that decision to cut certain things off or pay attention to certain areas with a laser-like focus is then causing you to level up. Page of coins again. And the hearing messages from spirits does mean that your spirit guides, angels, guardians, aliens, gods, whatever your flavour is, ancestors, sorry, I didn't mean to leave out the ancestors, are jumping up and down, going, this way, go this way, and it is a time magic prayer. Now, magic prayer, you would assume that this card represents time to cast a spell, make the prayer, whatever. Magic prayer is a card that, my brain is just contradicting itself here, but it's one part of my brain is going, it means this, and another part is going, hang on a minute. What I want to say is it's remembering that there is an interconnected destiny weave of all events but also that prayers can be answered. And this is telling me that it will be clarified with the Three of Staves, one where the Three of Staves, Three of Wands, that's your ships. Excuse me, that's your ships coming in, isn't it? However, this one is such a beautiful balancing act. So I'm seeing a lot of movement in this card. This guy is hurling the three staves around with his hands and foot, and keeping them in control. But there is still that message of, by doing that skillful dance, your ships are going to come in. And a victorious Six of Staves, new vision is going to be coming in. So right now, certainly if you were a Leo that has gone through everything that my Leo readings had pointed out, the long-term plan is important, but you're not there yet, because hang on a minute, I need to sit at this table, as the headmistress told me, sit and eat my meal and clean my wound and rest and heal. And then we'll worry about the quest that we're going on next week later, as in next week. But there's something that is in that healing journey. It's almost like you suddenly go, I know what I want now. And while that healing was going on, you couldn't necessarily hear what it was that you were telling yourself you wanted, because the healing was going on. And this Hremiel, Angel of Visions, just, I love this card. This is, I'm going to read, where have I put the little book? Let's find Remiel's entry. Oh, here we are. The shepherd of good graces, a shining light in the distance, beckoning us forward into the future. The green pastures beyond the next hill are hard to see. Remiel assures us that things will get better. It whispers, something is coming and it is beautiful. Keep pushing toward the horizon, toward the setting sun. As the light fades, you feel as if someone is watching you. Far in the distance, you see a lone figure walking, a dove on its shoulder. You stop for a moment to marvel at this vision. When you move again, it is gone. You hear a flutter of feathers as the dove lands gracefully on your shoulder. With that following after the magic prayer. So, do the work, do as you're told, sit at the table, eat your food, clean your wound, do all that prep work, that healing work, because then there's something that you're going to be impelled towards that will come clearer and clearer as the year goes on. It will be a victorious journey for you. And I can't, the beauty of those two cards together, Magic Prayer and followed by Remiel, is I'm jealous. Because yeah, I'm all about lower emotions. But no, that's a lovely reading for you, Leo. So Virgo. Let's see what we've got for Virgo. My God, I've been going an hour already. It soon passes, doesn't it? I really should learn to talk quicker. Right, so that one wants to come out, and we have card 61 again, self-love. So I'm detecting some themes going on in this year. Let's see what we've got. Oh, okay. I always accept it when it goes like that. Dwelling in truth. I stand in the light of truth. I hope if you're a regular viewer of my videos, I hope you'll notice the new camera seems to be working well, that one. This one is a replacement of my mobile phone. Not as good. I'm going to have to get a nice one for that, or figure out how to use the one that used to be there for that. But I need some like really bendy tripod thing to get that in place yet. So, but I think my kit's set up now. I've got all the cables that I need, all the camera that I need. So from the Enchanted Map Oracle Virgo, we have Into the Unknown and Mountain. Looks like you've got a quest going on. And then we have, now I never know how to pronounce this. I would say Suklaf, but it could be Suchlaf, Angel of Verdancy. Let's see what the tarot has to say about this. Because what I'm feeling, Virgo, with this is that the self-love, yes, the self-love is already in play here. It's something that you are already aware of, and that there is some action that you are required to take because of that self-love that's maybe protective, but more often than not, it's because you know that what you're going towards feels right, is the good thing, is lucky. I love this Four of Coins. It's a completely different feel to like the Rider-Waite one, where the king's just sat there like this. You know, this, he's with his 4 coins, this I think it's a cloud spirit type guy, is, yes, acting protectively, but he's acting protectively to bring fortune in towards you, which you are aware that this is precisely what you're wanting to do. Self-love, dwelling in truth. I stand in the light of truth with the 3 of Coins. So it's right. You know who you are. The 3 of Coins indicates that other people know who you are, and that there is some form of target where, if there's a group of you and they know this target exists, when it's someone says, so who's going to go and do this thing, everyone turns to look at you, because you know you're the right person to go and do this thing, and they know you're the right person to do this thing, and they are also paying you a compliment in admitting that knowledge. Admitting is probably the wrong word, but verbalizing that knowledge. Then we have Into the Unknown and Mountain. Now, Mountain, if I remember correctly, that's a card about obstacles. The mountain is in the way, but you can go around it. You can go over it. Over it's hard, you know, but you can go around it. You could go under it if you want to go under it. And with Into the Unknown, it's almost like under the mountain's the path to go, because that will bring rewards. Whatever the obstacle is, don't try to conquer the obstacle. Try to move around the obstacle, allow the obstacle to be there. You know, you're not trying to destroy it, you're not trying to change it, you're not trying to break it. It's just, okay, there you are, mountain, you stay there. Because let's face it, you try and break a mountain, unless you're Thor, you're going to fail. And you don't need that. But there may well be an interesting path underneath it. And I'm really drawn to this moonbeam shining down on the mountain to go, there's hidden secrets here. And delving into those hidden secrets is going to bring a good reward to you, the Empress. So fertility, abundance, but also implies that it's going to take its time. And this appears to me to be quite the courtesan. So it's going to follow quite specific rules at the same time. Hey, Claire. This, yeah, your timing's impeccable. I hope this means something to you. Now, so we have the Empress, then followed by Suklaf the angel of verdancy, of growth, of harvest. So diving into that scary thing, yes, you are within the range of this obstacle. Certainly if you're going under the mountain, it's like you're going into the obstacle, but you're not trying to break it, you're not trying to alter it, you're accepting that it exists, and as a result of your actions, something that you find greatly benefits you. So much so that you are able to take this benefit to others. So this is what I get here. A Suklaf Angel of Verdancy. The Empress Harvest, you have to wait for it because it's in season. You know, it's harvest time is harvest time, and that's the end of that. You're not going to get it beforehand. But the Angel of Verdancy indicates that it's something that can be spread around, especially when set with the Justice card. Now, this, I do look at this particular Justice card and think a little bit of Hail the Conquering Hero coming in with it, but it is, that is what I feel with it. You look at the sun firmly behind whoever it is on this card, because the little booklet doesn't say. You are going through that obstacle, and then you are taking something back to spread around, spread the joy. So those that were recognizing that you were the right person for this mission, you know, there's none of that sort of this mission if you choose to accept it. It is more of a, well, of course it's going to be you, because, well, why wouldn't it be you? Because you can do it and no one else can. So you're being sent onto your own scary quest, but it works out. As long as you are not trying to break what you are faced up against, you're trying to work around, or even to a point work with. You are working with the mountain by not breaking it. You can look at it that way. If you go with my image of going under the mountain, you are working with the mountain because you are going through the caves, the tunnels, the passageways that it provides for you. So you're not trying to defeat the mountain, you're just trying to get whatever you're trying to get while the mountain is still there. So I hope that makes sense. And Claire, it appears like you think it will make sense. So that's really good. But hey, you've got a bit of a challenge on. Talk about Joseph Campbell's heroic journey. Sorry, I'm looking over there because that's where my YouTube page and the comments are. But I mean you there. But yeah, it's you've got a little bit of Joseph Campbell's heroic journey going on for you, I think. So next, Libra. I am going to have a drink, actually. I've nearly talked myself dry. Normally, I used to load up my Sunchild title screen last time I live streamed. I haven't left myself a little thing for the sort of back in a couple of moments, but I need to go and shut my curtains, so please bear with me. Right then. Libra. Start with the numerology cards. I'm going to give them a bit of a... Right, it's going to flip one at me. This decor is good, so let's have a look. So we have number 19, Pride. And I don't feel like it's the sin of pride there either. That gave me a tingly feeling. I tell you what, actually, maybe it's the colours, but it reminded me of the Thundercats. So, like a feline pride, or So it's followed with taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. Let's see what the enchanted map has got to say. Wizard of Awareness. I may have to look that one up. Now, just on those 3 cards, it's almost like, you know how I was just saying for Virgo, of course it's you doing it, why wouldn't it be you? Similar thing. Oh, so we've got Hermiel and... Okay, I don't want to turn that one over yet. We'll keep that as a surprise. Let's go for the Apocalypsis Tarot. Right then. You'll have to tell me, all 6 of you that are watching me right now, of which I'm probably one of the 6, depending on how the YouTube software works. So all 5 of you at least, whether you want to see me do more live streams and do anything more interactive. Ooh. This is interesting. Huh. So we have Pride, 10 of Swords on the bottom of the... Something's ending here, Libra, it looks to me like. Because we've got Pride clarified by 3 of Cups. So I feel that there's 2 bits of... There's like that personal pride, like say the pride of when you've completed something training, and put yourself in the shoes of Lion-O. You know, he's mysteriously aged while he was in suspended animation. He's a child in an adult's body, and all he's got to do is training to learn how to put one foot in front of the other. You know, and there's a certain pride in having accomplished that. But also with that Thundercats thing, lions belong to a pride. So there's that community aspect as well. And then we've got the 3 of Cups, which is community. But they're putting on one big performance here. So it's almost like that 3 of Cups is... Yeah, there's a community, but there's a certain element of, hopefully everyone will get this, hyacinth bouquet, exhibited pride. And so there's the pride within, and then there's the pride of, oh no, you can't do that. Oh no, it's got to be done this way. And... because as followed with the taking action card, I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. And it feels like that just smashes in. And you're not losing any of these friends, but it's not in the rules. You are going to be breaking the rules or not taking part in the show that was going on. It's like, no, I'm going to go and do my own thing. I'm having my own control. Because here we've got the sun god surrounded by all the zodiac, showing his power over all of them. And of course, the sun is the happy, happy, joy, joy card, as I always call it. So that taking action of going, I'm going to go and do my thing now. I'm going to answer not the pride that you tell me I'm supposed to listen to, you know, moving out of that whole Stepford Wives, white picket fences, or if you saw one Division, Dottie's World, stepping out of that and just going, no, I'm going to go and do my own thing now. And that's what's going to make me feel good. So that is a very, very instructive experience for you. You've started it and you learn from it with this Wizard of Awareness. Three of Wands, again, ships coming in. Um, but it's almost that you are being called to. I see new things in these apocalypses cards every time I look at them. And right now, my brain is trying to work out what one thing is, and I can't work out what it is. I think they're water bottles hanging off of a camel. Um, the oh no, this side, that little orangey bit there. Um, there's yeah, we've got a while for Capricorn before Capricorn, I think, at this rate. There's it is a ship's coming in from what you have taken on board. But the reason that I'm saying that is you're stepping out from the accepted rules and going by what feels better within is that it's finishing with this Hermit card. Now, I'm not saying Hermit is in on your own, but yes, it is your own path. But more that it's the knowledge that you gain and that you are doing this thing on your own. You're not isolated in doing it. I don't think these go away. And I don't think that they're quite so hyacinth bouquet that they're going, oh, what are you doing? Oh no, I couldn't put up with that. They're just sat back and watching, and they're like, yeah, crack on. Yeah, you're not doing it here. We don't care. Now we've got Remiel, Angel of Visions. This is setting you on quite the educational, or like I say, Joseph Campbell, hero's journey path here. Let's have a look what they say about the Wizard of Awareness, because that's a card that's not sticking in my head, because I don't think you're the wise person that it's. Don't take that the wrong way. But I don't think you're the wise person that the card symbolises. I think it's symbolising the wisdom coming to you to lead you to be the wise person that the card symbolises. So, mindfulness is about being observant and remaining neutral about what goes on in the world around you. This applies to the environment within you too. So it is all about these rules that you are setting for yourself. It's all about the rules that you're setting for yourself, and then maybe believing that other people are put in there. You know how I said they're not all disapproving? I'm wondering if these rules that you are seeing that everybody abides by, yeah, no one gives a hoot. You know, this applies to the environment within you too. If you struggle inside yourself, stepping into an observer position gives you a new powerful perspective that neutralizes any discomfort or overexcitement. You have the capacity to see things clearly now, unencumbered by opinion or desire. Wearing the world as a loose garment requires you to adopt a sense that nothing that happens to you is personal. People come and go, experiences evolve from one state to another in a continual shifting, and change no matter how much you want things to stay the same. The Wizard of Awareness asks you to give up your need to define or limit what you're experiencing now. It's all good. Let it be. And watch the miracle unfold without any direct influence from you. So you're starting something and then you're just seeing where that ends up. That's what I really, really like. Because that taking action did feel like a rebellion. You know, the between those two cards, it felt like a rebellion. But I'm not sure that the thing that was being rebelled against has any substance, has any consistency. So let's see what the secret card is. And we have... Sorry. We have Sandalphon, the Angel of New Life. So this is a really interesting. So it looks like you're going to rebel against yourself and rules that you've set for yourself that you think other people are holding to, but they don't care because they're more interested in putting on their performance. What their rules only apply to them. It's what they want their rules rules to be that they're dealing with. They're not dealing with your rules. Bringing you to a hole. This is what I love with the Ten of Swords in the Apocalypse Tarot. It's like the Judgment card. It's an end to torment and a transformation. You see the spirit coming out of the swordsman. It's just this deck, isn't it? Yeah. You see the spirit coming out of the swordsman, reaching for the sky, being collected by one of the Valkyrie. Whole new life coming for you when you're breaking rules that no one's really admonishing you to anyway. Okay, that's interesting. So that could be really dramatic, or it could just be an internal shift of perspective. Either way, within you it's dramatic. We'll have to see whether it's dramatic outside of you or not. So, Scorpio. Let's have a look what we've got. I want that one. I could tell I wanted that one. Scorpio, karmic completion. Something is coming to a close, coming to a head. And close. Okay, we have... Oh, this Looking Deeper card loves this year. Oh, look, you're being called to study more what's going on around you. Again, sticking with what I was saying about the Chiron out of the Spring Equinox chart. That teacher role as well as the wound role. Oh, compass and home. And I'm not taking that one because I just didn't see it. I saw those two. So when they fall out like that, I only take the top one that I can see. If I can see two of them, I will take the two. Apart from the times when I don't want to do that. But that felt right this time. So... what we got? Ooh, Simikiel, Angel of Vengeance. Something is coming to a close for you this year, Scorpio. That once it comes to a close, let that be it. Because I feel that there's... Looking here, it's almost as if there is a chance for you to sort something out and then retaliate. And really all you need to do is sort something out. Let's see what the tarot have to say about this. Okay. So we have the Empress. Page of Swords. Page of Swords clarifying the looking deeper. So... something's coming to a close, to a head, that you benefit from in a receptive fashion. You gain from the fact that whatever this is finally over. But then more information is coming to you that makes you go, okay. But I think the looking deeper, I'm really led to... Actually, I'm not led to any of the specific gems, apart from maybe the bluey one there. But it's more giving me the image of... how can I put it? Looking into the motives why whatever this was happened. And with the Page of Swords, as much as there's more information coming up, I also think that there is a chance for understanding why all the parties concerned did what they did. Because there is a message with Smikiel. It is, yeah, you can invoke him to take vengeance upon your enemies, but his blade cuts both ways. So invoke him if you don't live in a glass house. And if you don't have a plank in your eye, and all the other similes that are along those lines, you know. And what I really like is this compass and home cards in the middle. Let's see what the tarot is saying. So, now how do I say that? I'm getting the impression that by going somewhere, you are concentrating on home, and by concentrating on home, you are going somewhere. You have, and when I say going somewhere, that's not a physical going somewhere. So whether that's a career, whether that's a new philosophy, whether that's just a new way of being, a new lifestyle, all of a sudden you're going to start recycling and go green and go vegan, or all of a sudden you're going to open your house to people who can share in it. But that will sound like a scary thing. There's only people that you are trusting that comes in it, but you are victorious by doing this. And I rather feel that that victory there is probably what opens the door for you to go, and I could take vengeance now if I wanted. Don't want. It's that. What you're building here is quite beautiful. So whatever information comes in, use it to try and understand the motives of others more than just understand how they would be disrupted more by if you did this, this, and this. There's understanding, well, or rather there's understanding, and then there's understanding with empathy. Aim for the latter. Because you may want to drive ahead, but the Queen of Wands, this Queen of Wands, anyway, has more important things to worry about. And if by your actions you end up looking after the person that you would be tempted to take vengeance against anyway, that's okay. Because by the looking after, you are benefiting, you and yours are benefiting, your home is benefiting, your spiritual direction or compass of spirit is benefiting. So if by your actions, the person who had, whatever this was, that you had this karmic situation in, if they benefit from it as well, so what? So what? Spread the joy around. Okay. No idea what was going on there. Sagittarius then. That's quite interesting. Right. Lovely energies coming from that reading. It's just that presence of Simikiel there that was making me uncomfortable. It's like Simikiel's presence is the one thing that could mess everything else up. Have I got any... Fortunately, here's one I created earlier. Right. One last intake. Sorry about doing this on screen. If it's actually working. Right then. I want to go with both of those cards. Because, well, I could see the green of the other. So I'm going to go with all three there. Healing, individuality, and moderation, which immediately makes me think of Apollo and the Priest of Apollo. Apollo, healing, because he was traded the dominion over healing from Mercury, who he got it from initially. And Mercury got the lyre. Mercury got the lyre, didn't he, in return? Because Aesculapius is Apollo's grandson, and became the god of healing, but he became the god of healing because he was Apollo's son. But the caduceus, which is the possession of Hermes. Field of Dreams. We have. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Hermes got the gift of healing from Apollo and gave Apollo the lyre. But anyway, Aesculapius is still a relation of Apollo. I'm going to have to look this up. I can't remember. I used to know that off by heart. Right, what we got. I really like, there's, how interesting. Firstly, look at the shape. Oh, okay. Let me bring that back down into camera. Look at the shape. So we've got this arrow. You are heading towards your dreams in a positive way, Sagittarius. We've got healing, individuality, and moderation. So that is immediately followed by cherishing self, emerging into grace, and then the head of the arrow is Field of Dreams, and Duma, the Angel of Dreams. So, like, now who was it? Leo. Yes, healing's a priority this year. Ace of Swords. And yes, you are going to be defining your own, the Devil card. You're going to be defining your own path forward as a part of your healing. But with this moderation card, it's, if defining your path forward means a scorched earth policy, do you really need a scorched earth? Really? Because we're cherishing self and emerging into grace straight after, especially linked with this moderation card here. There's how the green follows in the images as well as just the borders of the cards. That moderation implies to me that there's no hurry. Now here, it's looking a little less positive so far on first glance. Let's have a look at what goes with Duma. But with cherishing self and emerging into grace, it's like patience. Allow yourself to be aware of the traps that you are in, but not necessarily. The yoke around your neck is quite loose if you think about the traditional Rider-Waite Devil card. And you can move it off anytime that you wish, one step at a time. Six of Pentacles. By the end of this... Right, okay, so we've got them. Field of Dreams clarified by the Tower. Duma, Angel of Dreams, and of course it is the Devil card, so I always like to clarify the Devil card with my Demon Possessed Tarot. So clarify this card for me then, please, for Sagittarius. We have Wheel of Fortune, Valak. Tells where treasures are hidden and reveals hidden dangers. Right, this healing is going to involve you looking after yourself for quite some time, but don't let the healing be the trap. That's one message there. Field of Dreams, let's have a look at this one, card number 21. Because I think it's, it's exactly what I thought it was. There is a huge potential around you, but this healing and cherishing self, the emerging into grace, it's a dynamic state. You do not want to be stuck in, I'm here now. I've linked in with the cosmic oneness and I'm here and I'm happy and I've got my crystals and I contribute to my church or whatever it is. And a lot of those beliefs are going to get shattered when you take a chance of moving forward, which is bringing you to a whole new lesson about what you value. Now, this, like I say, Duma, Angel of Dreams again. So this is a year where you're not, grammatically, this is hard to say. You're not achieving what your dream is. So you're not realizing your dream in that sense, but you are realizing what your dream is. You're going through this healing period, something comes to upset it, something that you suddenly go, oh no, I want to stay here. Don't. Take the chance when it comes, take it. Because even if it leads to a lot of things being shattered down around you, it leads to a better place in the long run. It's interesting. That looks like quite a busy year for you, Sagittarius. Right, David, your turn. Capricorn here. Let me just get all the cards away. Oh. Right, let's give these another shuffle just so that they don't... They're a bit sticky, these cards. Not in a bad way, it's the varnish on them. And since I've not used them in an age... Right, what we got? Ooh, spiritual partnership. That's a nice healthy start, isn't it? So, might as well give them all a good shuffle. Yeah, just keeping you in suspense a little longer, David. Okay. We have Soaring into Joy. This is looking, which is probably a blessing compared with everything that was going on in your sign last year, Capricorn. What we got? Ride the Wave. And let's see what the Angelarium has got to say, finally. Right, we have... Okay, so you're going to become a monk and a holy man and ascend. If you've got a year for ascension, this is the year for you, Capricorn. But no, seriously, we have card number 27, spiritual partnership. So this is you working with another, even if that other is the divine or spirit or ancestors. See my list that I said earlier in the video. Then with that we have Soaring into Joy, childlike wonder fills my life, followed immediately by Ride the Wave. So there's some form of partnership that comes for you this year, clarified by the star. No. Oh, that's interesting. Right, so spiritual partnership, some form of partnership that works for you this year. It's just so obviously the right way to go. There's an element of wish fulfillment. There's certainly an element of abundance. There's almost like information is just pulled down plop into you. And that starts a cascade of events that, if anything, just get faster. We've got Soaring into Joy, clarified by the Sun, the happy, happy, joy, joy card. Although some of that joy, it may be so busy, it takes a moment to actually recognize, it's like things are happening so fast that you've barely got a chance, because 8 of Staves here, to turn around and go, actually, this is really good. This is really, really good. But it may feel a little bit like spinning plates to start off with until you actually see what is going on and the foundation of what is going on which is a really solid, happy, and dynamic foundation. And then from the Angelarian, we have Keter, the crown, spirituality, clarified by the Five of Swords. Now, immediately you'd think of conflict, but I'm rather seeing it. Look how he is with two swords waving the other three around in the air, almost like his, like there's that children's toy. It's two sticks and a sort of a wooden top thing, and you're bouncing. You've got the two sticks in either hand, and you're bouncing the wooden thing around by moving the two sticks. And that's what that is really reminding me of, because I'm immediately brought to think 5 is the number of challenge, 5 is the number of man, 5 is the number of magic. And by being the number of challenge, it is the number of growth. And just there's a sheer skill that I can see in this card, and it feels really like the motion within it is fluid, like there's just skill and grace. There's no conflict going on in this 5 of Swords. It's almost like you are allowing something to continue through your skill because you can see, Keter, spirituality, that it is the right thing to allow this thing to go on. And this thing, whatever it is completely at your mercy because you are so highly skilled on it, but it's a really, really, really good thing that's going on. So basically, so this is especially for you, David, we start with, ooh, and then it just gets happier and busier and happier and busier and happier and busier until you are the master of all that you see, and that you're really enjoying it, and you can see the reason of why you are doing that at the same time. Not to make you sound like a master Lex Luthor manipulator or anything like that, because it's not like that. It's not like that at all. But allow these events to unfold, because they're going to unfold fast. And you may be tempted as things speed up to feel quite defensive, like you want to slow things down. Don't. It's taking you to the right place. Right. So Aquarius, because I've been going plenty of time now, and I've just suddenly realised I want my tea. So Aquarius, let's see what we've got for you, Aquarius. I will get round to time stamping this, I assume. That is, if anyone wants to timestamp it for me, hey. But then again, I don't have, we have leadership, which would figure after the Aquarius stellium. Okay. Oh, look. Looking Deeper's come out again. And the Cherishing Self. That sharing of yourself card was also flashing out. So I might put it in because it seemed quite loud. Where is it? There. I might keep that in the reading because it was shouting out at me. It is, I said if I can see a card, I'll take it. Balancing act. And then finally, so this is already, yes, Duma, Angel of Dreams again. And these cards don't stick together at all. They're really, really smooth. So Duma definitely wanted to come out again. So whereas I was saying, it's almost like this, it's a planning year. We are, we know that this is a year where we hopefully get a say, We know that this is a year where we need to take a say in creating a new normal, if such a thing is possible. Aquarius, looks like this is your job, but you've really got to examine yourself and sharing of yourself. It says here, I am an incredibly generous being. And what I'm feeling is that what you want to be is generous with your time. I don't think, Aquarius, that you'll necessarily get the time to concentrate on yourself. I knew there was one coming out there. Yeah. The time to concentrate on yourself that really you would like. I think that 7 of coins, that time has passed. That's what this last year was for. And you may be looking at me going, what? You know, but yeah, that's all the time you get. Because the next level of looking after yourself is sharing, opening up. As you look deeper, you are taking, it's not a personal journey into the depths of your own soul. You are taking others with you, more than one, is what I do get the impression. Right, that's the one I want. Now this is quite nice. Now, 3 of Swords at the end, but that's not, I don't want to mean the, oh my God, it's all going to go wrong. Because what I'm really drawn to is 2 of Swords at the beginning, 3 at the end. You're taking a step forward this year. You're taking a step where this one's dancing in the air. This one is blocking an oncoming sword. It's like everything that you've learned, you're finally getting to use it. And you're finally getting to use it for a specific end here. That's what the really important thing is with Duma being here again. So you are cherishing self, yes, looking deeper, looking within. But look, it's not just looking deeper, looking within. It's looking deeper to how you can bring around the harvest that you are requiring and that you can see others require. And when other people are objecting to you, when they are blind to what it is that you are saying, you share this vulnerable piece of you to help their penny drop, where they are suddenly going, yeah, you're right, this can't go on, we have to change this, we have to build this, we have to stop this, create this, whatever that need is that you have identified. You're bringing them on board by being vulnerable and by opening up those internal levels of yourself, but weirdly gaining strength in the process, the 2 to the 3. You ain't going to be hurt by the end of this. You are not just carrying a dream of your own forward, you are giving that dream to others and inspiring them. That's all I'm going to say about that, because that's lovely and I'm hungry. But that is really, really nice. It's going to be hard work, but it's really, really nice. And right down your alley, Aquarius, because you get to be a leader and the outsider and in the middle of a community all at the same time. So, yeah, that's cool. I don't envy you, but that is cool. So, more water. Right then. Finally, Pisces. So, excuse me. Okay. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? Card number 16, or just number 16, they are numerology cards. rebirth. And what better day than the start of the astrological new year, the start of the astrological year even, than for Pisces to have a rebirth, as the zodiac has just finished and goes into 1 degree Aries. Let's give these a bit of a... They've got that same varnish on, so I'm not sure how good that will do anyway. Okay, what we got? Being in the flow. How very, very perfectly, Pisces. I am in the flow of the universe. So if you're Pisces sun, moon, rising, I mean, anyone with that strong Pisces energy, there's certainly an element of a constant, I feel, there's a constant rebirth that goes on with Pisces. Even if you think about just the dance of the two fish, the dance of opposing ideas in your mind, because a Pisces can argue with themselves and change their position multiple times through the progress of that argument. Okay, that one wants to come out, and we've... Oh, right. So we have card number 16, rebirth. Then being in the flow. I am in the flow of the universe. Then card number 50, compass. Now, this is what I'm seeing with that compass. It's like a coming together. Your own internal compass is going ping. It's going, we're heading this way. And then there's like the big finger of God, and I don't mean like the Blue Meanie's big floating hand in the Yellow Submarine, but it's almost like the National Lottery advert, hand of God thing. The finger of God going, yeah, you want to go this way, and it's like God's will and your will coming to the same point, coming to the same conclusion, but in a how can I put it? It's not that either of you were pointing in that direction to start off with, or it's not like it's an edict from God that you are going in that direction. It's a mutual decision between you and the universe that, of course, this is the way that you're going. And yesterday I couldn't have even dreamt that I was even going in this way because I didn't know this destination. But tally ho, I am off. I am going to meet up with my peers. I am going to lead in this direction. And that's the thing with that Seven of Wands. In some decks of mine, it means meeting up with your peers. In other decks, it's that defensiveness, like the Rider-Waite deck. It's or choosing the hill you want to die on, you know. But whereas this one, it's, oh, this is someone leading. This is like the medicine man of a tribe leading the people of the tribe in the correct direction. There's an element of Moses in the way he stood there and the lightning flashing around him as well. So it's like leading the people to the promised land, although he never actually got there, did he? But yeah, let's ignore that bit. But what I really like is here, the rebirth thing. I believe that's a process that's already been underway. It's not like it's like that. It's the rebirth process is how you are starting this year, which figures in astrological language anyway. And that is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. So there's that wonderful nurturing energy going around, and competent, successful nurturing energy that goes around. Then with the being in the flow with the Princess of Wands or the Page of Wands. Now here it's, I don't know whether it's supposed to be Isis or a priestess of Isis. But there is this sense of bringing fire and information to something that's far bigger than yourself. Notice what she stood upon. She is standing on the hand of a giant statue. And you're bringing that fire for a, like, wholly balanced reason. And holy without a W. So a balanced, holy reason is probably a better way to say that, rather than the wholly balanced reason. But, like I say, there's this mutual decision where the universe is saying, go this way, and you're saying, I want to go that way. And it's like you and the universe suddenly realize at the same time that that's where you want to be going. And that's where the universe wants you to be going. And it wasn't there beforehand, but we finish with Sandalphon, the angel of new life. So great, new life coming up. Hey ho, you're getting a new beginning, Pisces. But then again, if you've had a rebirth, you rather expect a new beginning after that. So if you put your work in, now's the time to go with the flow a little bit, because your ships will come in on this one. 3 of Wands again. So that's it. That's well done, Pisces. That's it. That's everybody done. Now, for all 6 of you that are watching right now, obviously like, share, subscribe. But I've got 6 people watching and 9 likes, so that's worked. Is there any questions? Anything you want me to look at before I go and get my tea? Hopefully there's nothing too complex, because I want my tea. But that's actually been quite fun. I've enjoyed doing that. I think I may start doing some sign-specific live streams. Let's get rid of that. There's weird stripy things on the... When there's no cards out, the camera acts weird with it. But yeah, there's I may do some sign-specific live streams in the future, because that's probably a bit easier to work with and hold people as a, you know, like doing a Pisces live stream or a Capricorn live stream. Because then when it takes so long to shuffle all the cards, at least I can talk about Pisces or Capricorn things and hold your attention for a while. I think I'm going to go and get my tea, because it is 8:20 at night. So have fun. Thank you for coming. If you're watching this afterwards on the recorded, whatever you call it, video, then yeah, like, share, subscribe. Let me know in your comments box down below, and see you later.